card open.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start recording and then I'm going to jump on, do Facebook Live, and then we'll get started. So give me just a couple more minutes.
Natasha, I got the email, but do I click on it?
Yeah, click on the link and just see if you can see the card, the bingo card.
I did see it, but it's kind of hard to go from one window to the other. I'm not that great with that, but I saw
No worries. Okay, awesome. Okay. All right, so it looks like we're live. All righty, so what we're gonna do today is I'm just gonna go ahead and start. We're going to do, let's actually start with the bingo first. Just mix it up just a little bit. So let me share my screen and my sound. And then can you ladies see my screen?
Yes.
So let's test this out and see how this works. Okay, so the bingo card I'm looking for is call number 2 was first home. You should be able to either click on the tile and it should highlight it. Does it highlight it? If you have first home on your card?
It X'd it.
It X'd it. Awesome. Yay, yay, yay. And Lucy, if you have it on yours, just click it. All right. So
And what do you want me to click? The buyer?
the first home. Do the first home.
First home. Okay. It worked. Okay.
Yay! And then also do buyer if you see buyer. Okay, awesome. Crystal, did you do it too? Did you select buyer? We're playing virtual bingo, Robert.
Oh, bingo.
No.
Yahtzee.
Okay, so we'll do another round shortly, but I just wanted to make sure it was working. Okay, so we're gonna do, before we start watching the videos, we're gonna actually go into smart plans for one quick second, because we made an announcement, Robert and I, at the last team meeting, the central team meeting, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew what was available, and it would help if I was actually on smart plans. There we go. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so smart plans, I just wanted to let you know that originally we started out with kind of a template of 10, and now we have intensified that or increased that number. So I just wanted to reiterate that we have more smart plan templates available to us. So when you're inside of Command, you want to go into smart plans, and then from smart plans, you'll see my plans, things that I have been working on, or in your case, whatever you've been working on. And then if you click on library, you may initially see the first 10 that were released in terms of, you know, neighborhood nurture, call plan. What you want to do is you want to just keep scrolling. And once you scroll down, you'll see top rated, you'll see that there's 39 of those. So there's more options there. There's a Facebook follow-up school and neighborhood. So let's say you wanted that, add that smart plan, and then you can just title it that, or you can leave the name there. I'm just going to leave it for now and just say download. So then I add that to my smart plan. So then let's say I wanted to do birthdays. If I wanted to do birthdays, I could. And then you see this sliding scale of slides. So you can click on here and see more. You'll see missing phone number smart plan, long-term nurture, 6-month just looking nurture. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, exciting things in terms of templates that you can just change the salutation. Some of them you can change a little more than others, but just, you know, look for the couple of things to look for is, number one, look at the title, look at the summary, and then you'll be able to see in terms of agent using, how many agents are using these. And so obviously the more stars you see, they're most likely meaning that they're quite good. Then you'll see the steps, the duration, and the number of touches here. And typically all of these are free, so unless we go through another reiteration. So then
Yeah, just a heads up on this. I was going to say, you know, we've been given a sneak peek prior to Mega Camp on this. Once this goes live for everybody, they'll probably very shortly thereafter turn on the publish feature, which is going to allow our agent Biosphere to actually start publishing plans to this. So this will grow exponentially. So right now it's, you know, there are some plans in there. Some of us labs advisors got to put some plans in and publish them, but this is going to grow. So I would, get used to looking at these and viewing the steps, seeing if you want it and adding it to your library, because you can edit those. They're already done for you. You just have to say aloha instead of welcome, right?
Yeah. So yeah, just wanted to make sure that you saw that, and it's just a matter of scrolling down. So when you first get there, you may still see 10, but there is more than 10. So just keep scrolling down. So that's the first tip that I wanted to give today. And we are going to talk about 3 things in particular. We're going to reiterate adding interest to Facebook ads. And we're going to talk about DocuSign today. And specifically Facebook and DocuSign were going to be the topics for today. And if there's any questions that you have, just let us know. A couple of highlights that I wanted to let you know. I think the date is, and I'm looking at my calendar just to make sure, September the 10th on Thursday. Just wanted to let you know that it's still going to be the same time as BYOCC, but that actually is going to be a course about basically tracking your success in command. So it's going to cover from contact to opportunities. And so it's going to be a class that you don't want to miss. You want to make sure that if you're not tracking your success, you are doing so. So that's going to be on September 10th, which is Thursday, from 10 to 11. And then the other thing I want to put a shameless plug in for Robert and I is that we are representing Maui for Win with Sellers. And that's the series that happens every Thursday. Robert and I are tag teaming to do the post-close system, and that's going to be on Thursday, September 24th, and 1 to 2. So I just want to do a shameful plug on that. So without further ado, let's get into Marty Miller Smart Plans. So this one is going to be, the first one is 19, and it's adding interest to Facebook ad campaigns. Here we go.
Day Challenge 4.0, and today is day 19. So yesterday we talked a little bit about duplicating and or customizing previous ads that we have run. And today we're actually going to do that, and we're going to incorporate this time around special interests with regards to Facebook ads. We're going to come into our campaigns, and we're actually going to go into our paid ads where we can see the previous ad that we had run. And then yesterday what we did basically was we clicked on the 3 dots and we hit duplicate campaign and then customize, and then I saved that as a draft. So here's my draft. Right now it's very similar to this ad, and I'm going to show you what I have changed and then the interest that I've added, and we'll add a couple more just so I can show you how that works. So if you watched yesterday's video, you saw the formatting on the check marks was a little off. So I've gone in and changed this slightly so that it looks a little better formatted. I didn't have as much text. I'm still over 125, but I'm below the 250. So we're going to change that a little bit. And then I changed this headline so that it just shows up all in one spot there. It didn't get covered up by the Learn More button. So a small change or tweak there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come into where it says Facebook ad. I'm going to click on Configure, and we're going to scroll down to Use Custom Settings. So make sure this is toggled on. And then you'll see you have the ability to start adding interests. And this is our interest category here, right in here. So I have gone through, thanks very much to a friend of mine and fellow RTT, Leslie Jackson, who's in a kind of Facebook group, a Facebook ad focus group, if you will, several other mega agents that are running ads, and they have found these interests to be very successful in targeting their campaigns. And so I'm going to have these interests in the comments of the YouTube video. So for those of you that are furiously trying to write these down, you can just check the comments below the YouTube video. I'll have those in. So how do we add special interest? We're going to come into the special interest category. Now these won't be here. I've added these myself just for the sake of time, so you didn't see me have to type them all out. But I'm going to click on add or change interests. You can see the ones that I've already added down here below. And then let's say after renter's insurance on our list is vacation rental, real estate, and FHA. So vacation rental, I'm going to just come in here. I actually already have that one in down here. So vacation rental, let's do FHA and see what comes up there. And so you can see FHA insured loan. I'm going to choose that one. And then I've got real estate, custom home, luxury home. So real estate, and I'm going to select that one. So let's do, wow, we've got a whole lot of real estates in here. So let's do real estate investing, real estate entrepreneur. That all looks good. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to do custom home. And we're going to select that audience. And then let's do luxury home. So that's another interest that's here. Looks like luxury home is not coming up. So we'll remove that one from the list when I go to publish it later. And then investment real estate property. So let's pull that one up and see that one. Investment real estate. Property. Sometimes you have to type it all the way out, and a few of these I've seen have run. I've been able to see them previously. I think Facebook changes its interest every now and then. So we're going to take out investment real estate property for right now, and then you can see all the rest of these. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 different interests. And if I come back in, you can see that I've got all of those listed in here. So essentially all you're going to do is come along and click on add or change interests, and then select any or all of those interest groups that we have, and then save your ad. So what I've done right now, just to kind of a recap, I've made some small tweaks to what the ad says. Add text, I've changed that. Add media, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Let's try it with just the pool. So we're gonna go with one ad, or one design, if you will. And again, this is kind of what we can do sometimes. We can make small tweaks to our ads and then see if it changes anything about how, how many leads that we get. So last thing that I'm going to do is change it to just one photo here. We've got all the special interests. We've got our budget set, and I'm going to go ahead and publish this campaign and select my card, create the campaign. And now we'll kind of follow up on this as we move forward with the challenge. So that was today's challenge, coming into the Facebook ad channel option, clicking on custom targeting, and then adding in all of those special interests. So we'll start that ad tomorrow and see if that's going to outperform the original ad here, which did get 44 clicks and 8 leads. I would love for that to be even higher. So we'll see how that goes. As always, I thank you for watching, and we'll look forward to speaking with you again in the morning. Take care, guys.
All right, so there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. The first would be Did everyone receive the PDF for the Facebook interest list that I sent via the Stop the Scroll information? Lucy, Crystal, did you both receive that PDF list that he was referring to? He being Marty Miller?
I'm gonna double look. I believe I did, but let me check in another window.
I think I did too.
Couple of things that I want to say. Make sure that you have it. If not, just ping me, email me, and I'll send it to you. And then I'll also, in the next class, I'll upload it and put it in the chat box just to make sure you have it. The thing that I want to reiterate is that I know that he specifically mentioned paid Facebook ads, but I do want to tell you this. Don't be afraid to also use that just in regular posts. It's not going to have any more magical power one way or the other. I will give you a quick testimonial. So I'm working on a project with one of our agents, and we've got an open house later today. And I use those same tags, the interest level, in just a regular post, not a paid ad post, just a regular post on Facebook and Instagram, particularly Instagram. And I have gotten at least 5 new followers that are investors specifically using those. So I do want to say that it works even just from a post perspective. And that's good for me. And I'm sure it'd be great for you in terms of selling property and knowing, who wants to buy, who's looking to buy. So these were all mainland real estate investors that started following because I put that interest in that one post and I didn't pay for it. So I'm just saying, if you haven't utilized that, make sure you do. And then make sure you use it both in just a regular post and then also obviously your paid ad. So Robert, I don't know if you want to jump in and add anything to say, any additional comments about that? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Oh, you're on mute.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just went in to check to make sure. And I think over on, if you're posting in Facebook by itself, you get to choose the interest. Inside Command, if you're just doing a post, they already figure the interest for you. So you don't get to go down and select the interest in a social post. But in a paid ad, you do.
Okay. All right. And then again, I was using this outside of Command, but I just want to say that it does work even outside of Command. So I just wanted to make sure that that was stressed, that you can use it in other
That's
platforms.
a good test to know that it actually worked outside in a standard post. So we know that it's actually working in a paid ad. So that's good.
Awesome. So Robert, oh, I'm sorry. Did somebody else have a comment or question?
Yes. So in other words, what you're sharing, just a regular post without going through Command could bring up some interest.
Exactly.
As
exactly.
well.
Exactly. So I just wanted to encourage you that even if you're not in Command running a regular post, it still works by adding those interests in there because people are seeing it. Like I said, I had 5 new followers, just investors on the mainland because of that post that I made about open house. So yes, it works. It works. Obviously it works in Command, but it works outside too.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, awesome. So Robert, we were doing a bingo. And so I am going to give you a card real quick and we're going to do another round and then we're going to do another video. So let's go to this. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to invite individual link. So, all right, Robert. So I'm going to send you this email, Robert.
Okay.
And bingo. All right, let me know when you get it, Robert.
Should be coming pretty quick here. There we go.
Is that me? Did I bing? Did I ding?
You ping me. You ping me.
Okay, so you should be able just to click on the link and open it up. And we
Got it.
already had buyer, so select buyer and then first home. We're gonna do another call.
Okay. So
Okay.
buyer is selected, yeah. And then what is the other one? First home is selected?
First home, yeah.
Got it.
And then now the next one is KW. If you have KW, click it. Do I have a bingo yet? Do I have a bingo?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. So next is going to be for Marty Miller series number 20. You have bingo?
Bingo, yes.
Oh, good Lord.
Sorry, I couldn't get off of mute.
That's okay. I'm like, yay!
I got a call coming in. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Crystal, do you guys have Jamba Juice over there?
I believe we do.
Can I send you an e-gift card for Jamba Juice?
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay, awesome. So the next one is going to be scanning documents from your iPhone with use with DocuSign. So that's going to be the next one. And let's go here and make sure that's the right one. Yep. Okay.
And today is day 20. So this video looks a little bit different than my typical video because I'm actually sharing my phone screen with you. And what I wanted to share with you today, it's going to be related to command, trust me, but it'll make sense tomorrow when I tie it together. And yet today, I wanted to show you how to easily scan documents from your iPhone. So those of you that have Androids, I believe this is available to you as well, but I'm not familiar with the process because I don't have an Android. And yet in iPhone, I can click on my Notes tab, and then click on the Notes folder, click on the pencil on the bottom right, because I want to start a new Notes. And then from there, I'm gonna click on the camera icon in the middle of the screen. It's the fourth icon over. And you'll see when I do, I have the ability to choose Scan Documents. From there, it's gonna make my camera live. And so here's a first page of a seller's disclosure, for example. And I can take a picture of it. It immediately drops anchors on the four corners of that document, and I can say keep scan. I can do the next page if I wanted to. So if this was a multi-page document, I could take a picture of that one and then keep the scan, right? And I could go through, if this was a 10-page document, 7-page document, whatever it might have been, and take pictures of all the pages. It'll put it together in one document, as you can see on the screen. Then all I have to do is click on done. And then there's a box with an arrow out of it on the top right-hand corner. So I'm going to click on that box, and then I have the ability to send this off if I wanted to whoever I wanted to send it to. So I'm going to click on mail, and then you'll see quickly and easily. In this case, I'm just going to send it to my own email so that you guys can see what that looks like. So I sent that off to my own email. Give me 1 second, and let me pull my email back up on my phone. In just a second, you should see there's that email, and there's the seller's disclosure quickly and easily attached. I can click on it, and you'll see there is the document that we just took pictures of. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how to, in taking these photos, right? Normally you would probably just scan in all of your documents. We know sometimes we're working mobilely, we've got to get a document scanned in quickly. Well, this is a quick and easy way on your iPhone to actually scan it. And tomorrow I'm going to show you a way, instead of emailing it to yourself, the ability to actually email it directly into your DocuSign room so that you have it available there for any kind of signatures you need to get taken from the DocuSign room. So that's it for today's challenge, day 20. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. And as always, I will look forward to speaking with you in the morning. Thanks so much.
Awesome. So have any of you, well, first of all, Lucy and Crystal, do either of you have an iPhone? That would be the first question.
I have an Android now.
Have an Android? Okay. Crystal, what about you? What do you have, Android or iPhone?
Android.
Android. So for Android, do you have the ability to scan? I'm assuming you do.
Yes.
Okay. So what you can do is follow the same path. I don't know what that looks like for you, in terms of whatever that reiteration. And you can, obviously email it. So what he's going to do is talk about the next step is uploading that directly into DocuSign Rooms. So my question would be is, have you both utilized your Android scanning capability?
No, I haven't.
I have an app. It's called Scam Scanner. And
Gotcha.
that's what and I utilize that and I try to work through it, but it does scan.
Okay, all right. Robert, have you, I don't know if you're still on your call, but have you utilized scanning from your iPhone and then also scanning any documents from iPhone to DocuSign? He still may be on his call. Okay, so we're gonna start now with sending documents directly to DocuSign Room via email. So even though this is gonna be a little different in terms of he's using his iPhone, you can still do it through Android. So that's gonna be the next segment. So let me share my screen.
Day challenge 4.0, and today is day 21. So on our last challenge, I showed you how to use your iPhone to scan a document straight from your notes section. Today I'm going to show you how you can actually send that document. In the last challenge, we emailed it to ourselves. I want to show you how you can actually send that directly into your DocuSign Room. So in order to do that, we're going to want to click on our opportunities and find the opportunity that we've been working on. And then we're going to get into the Documents tab and go into DocuSign by clicking on Go to Transaction. That's going to take us into our DocuSign Room. So a couple of things that we want to take note of, and you probably want to write this down. You may even want to create a note in your phone with each one of the IDs for the rooms that you're working if you're going to be doing this often, meaning you're going to be scanning documents from your phone to DocuSign often. Take note of this ID. You can see each one of your DocuSign transaction rooms actually has its own ID number. So once you have that ID number taken note, click on the Inbox tab at the very top here. And you're going to see that each one of us as a DocuSign user has our own unique DocuSign email. It's our inbox email address. So mine is marty.miller@mail.docusign.net. I might recommend that you actually create a contact in your phone with this email address just so you have it easily accessible for the future. So yesterday when we were scanning that document, I showed you how to email it from your phone. And instead of emailing it to yourself, now we're going to email a document to this actual address. Okay, so I'm just going to test this because I can't record my phone and my Surface at the same time. We're just going to give a test run of what that would look like if I sent it from my Gmail. So marty.miller@mail.docusign.net. You can see I've done this before. And we're just going to say test document. And I'm going to jump in here and find a quick document to send off. Let's just say I'll send off this. Maybe I needed to load in my flood map. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, open. I want to send that into my DocuSign room. My brokerage requires flood maps, and so I want to have that in the room. So I'm going to click on send. And then I can actually come back to the room, and it takes a little bit of time. So typically when I do a refresh, it takes maybe a minute or two, if that, to actually have this document come in. So while we're waiting for that to come in, now, because I didn't put any specific room ID, that document is just going to show up in my inbox. However, I want to show you the second option is to actually click on Compose, send out an email, again, marty.miller, right, at mail.docusign, oops. And on the subject line, I'm going to put a # or hashtag and then the actual room number, right? So 4607. And this time I'm going to go to attach a document. And let's send over the CMA this time. So we'll click on open. Because I've actually put the room number here, this one will automatically show up in our room as compared to the actual inbox. So let's give it a refresh one more time. Now you can see here's that flood map that we sent, right? This was our first email and it sent the flood map directly into our inbox. Now I can click on this document, right? And then I can move it and it'll say select a destination. I'll say active rooms. It'll show all my rooms. I would choose Lancaster buyer and then move that into that room. And you can see my inbox would then be empty. Now let's go back to our rooms and find that room for the Lancaster buyer, which is the one that we were working on. And we should, at this point, actually see both documents. So let's click on the Documents tab. And here is the flood map that I just sent over. And we are waiting on the CMA. So let's do another refresh and see if we can get that CMA to show up. Like I said, it's not instant. There it is, right? There's the CMA. So it took maybe 30 seconds to a minute for that to actually show up. So that's how, combined with our last challenge, if you're using your phone to scan documents, click on that box with the arrow out of it. It'll allow you to email from your phone, and you can email your inbox email address, right? And the document would show up in your inbox. However, if you put in the subject line the number of the room, right? So the pound sign or hashtag, and then the actual number of your room, the room ID, then it would send it directly into your room. So that's a quick and easy way to send documents into your DocuSign room for use later. You can do that just from your laptop or your desktop as well. It doesn't have to be from your phone. But that's it for today's challenge, guys. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. And as always, I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. Thanks so much.
If you manage a team.
All righty, that was interesting.
Pretty slick.
lost.
Yeah, pretty slick.
No, we can go over it. So no worries. We can definitely go over it. So let's do this. Robert, do you want to, or I can, doesn't matter, but we want to, and I guess I can do it. Let me go into command and show you, or actually it'd be better for you because you're using, you've uploaded documents before, correct? And DocuSign, so it'd be better for you if you can. So let me give you permission because I can do it, but it's not going to show or anything. So it'd be better for you. All right, Robert, so I just made you the co-host. So if you can go into your command and just kind of walk us through that again. While you're doing that, well, I'll stop talking because let me do this. I want to say there's two things I want to mention. Number one, adding your DocuSign email to your phone in terms of your contact is such a simple, but it's like an awesome technique in terms of being able to, if you're, mobile and you need to send something, to be able to send something directly to your DocuSign account and having, obviously your name in your phone and then adding your DocuSign email. I thought that was genius. The other thing that you may want to consider, which especially if you have, hot or a pending sale that's going on, you may want to take that room number allocated to whatever that customer is or the client is. And actually, if you have their number in your phone, adding their room number too, just in case if you're, busy and on the go, you can also utilize that, but at least having the DocuSign email, I thought that was genius. And then one step further, you could even potentially have that specific room number in your phone, which I thought was genius. So Robert, it's all you. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
There
We
we
can't hear
go.
you. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to close down some of my windows. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Got a deal in the works today, so it's kind of
Yay!
little crazy.
Woohoo! Congratulations!
Yeah. Zoom, there we go. And share. Desktop 2, share. You guys can see that?
Yes.
Yep, okay, good. So I don't really want to do this with one of my actives, but I'll do it with one that's under Cultivate. Let me see if I can get into that.
So can you remind Lucy where you are in terms of how you got there, just so she knows which applet you're in?
I got into Opportunities, so it's the handshake one, right? So, yep. So come down here to this, go here, and I'm going into Documents, right? And this is your document checklist. So if I want to open up a rooms account, what I do here is I start a transaction. That make sense? You watching?
Yes,
Let me know
he's
if you
doing
need
it too
thumbs
at the
up.
same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm starting a transaction, which basically opens a room. You're not sending it to the MC, you're just opening up a room, right? So I'm in an opportunity. I've already gone back and filled out the opportunity using the contact card, right? So this is now, let me go back a little bit. If I go back to the opportunity timeline, I put them into one of these phases, right? I've got one in listing cultivate. I've got 11 buyers in buyer cultivate. So if I click on this one, that brings me into where I have them in the stage inside the phase, right?
Okay.
That's a little confusing, but we'll get there. So now I'm gonna click on their name here, and I'm gonna go into the information panel for the opportunity for the person, right? So I can click the pencil here and edit all that stuff if I want to, or if I just go to documents, then I'm into documents, and this is our checklist items. Everybody's seen that. If you haven't, your TC has for sure. Here I'm going to go start a transaction. If I go to start a transaction, that is going to say, before you sync this transaction to the DocuSign assigned to your agents. This is because I'm on a team, so pay no mind to that. I'm just going to say, I think this is going to mess it up, but that's okay. Listing agent 2, there we go. Confirm and sync. There's nothing in there, so we're just creating the room right now. Please reattempt it. Oh, we're having issues.
Mine says something. It
Yeah,
won't let me. It won't let me press start a transaction. I'm just playing with me as an example.
Yep. I saw you going back and forth. So
It says provide the setting, provider in the setting to use this option. Please connect.
yeah, mine says please reconnect with DocuSign. So we might be having some issue with this. So Latasha, let's move forward from this one, and we'll go back and touch this when it actually after the update happens. I think they're doing something.
Oh, okay.
Latasha, you there?
Sorry, I had muted myself and I was
okay.
talking. Sorry.
It happens to all of us. It happens to all of us.
I'm talking and nothing's happening. So what I was going to say is we'll do one more. I think it's short. We'll do saving emails, and then we'll come back to that, Lucy, and see if the glitch has been worked out. So whenever you're ready to stop sharing, or if you want to open up Marty Miller, YouTube, whatever you want to do. So
Yeah, I've stopped. You're good.
okay. All right. And let me go in here.
I think where we're running into some of our issues is that they're prepping a lot of stuff for Mega Camp, so there's going to be some bugginess in the system just while they're prepping things. So
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically
This is
correct.
Saving emails and PDFs.
Good morning, Keller Williams, and welcome back to the KW Command 66-Day Challenge 4.0, and today is day 22. So over the past couple of challenges, we've been discussing a DocuSign and ways to send documents into your room. And so I want to go back into our opportunity that we were using previously. And today I want to show you how you can actually save emails into your DocuSign room. We know oftentimes when we're working with a buyer and negotiating on behalf of that buyer with a listing agent, or talking to the buyer's maybe loan officer, or there's a variety of different reasons why we might want to actually save an email just for history's sake, to make sure that we have documentation of any correspondence that we've had. So when we come into our opportunity, I've clicked on documents, and I'm going to click on go to transaction in order to get back into our DocuSign room. And as a refresher, here's our DocuSign room number for this specific transaction, And then if we click on inbox, in case you forgot, this is where we can find our email. So this is our DocuSign inbox email. So in order to save an email as a PDF, here's just a test email that I created. So you can see this might contain negotiations, it might be discussions with your client, maybe it's discussions with the lender, plenty of different reasons why I want to save an email as a PDF. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and forward this email, and I'm going to forward it to my DocuSign email address. So that was the marty.miller@mail.docusign.net. And then I'm going to change the subject line by clicking on this little down arrow, click on edit subject, and I want to take this out. First thing I want to do is put in the room number so that it drops in directly to that room number. And next thing I want to do is I want to use hashtag PDF. That's going to turn this email into an actual PDF inside the room. And then I can actually type out what I want the document called. So it might be repair negotiations discussion. Let's just call it that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on send. And then when I do that, right, it will start compressing this email, this test email, into a PDF. And then it should drop it into our room. So let's go back to our rooms tab. And then we're going to find that room that we were working on. And here it is, our Lancaster buyer. And sometimes this process takes a little while as well to get it to drop in, but we're going to click on documents to see if it's there yet. And let's do a quick refresh and see if it's shown up. Typically I see this takes sometimes a minute or two, just like the ones from yesterday where we actually forwarded these emails into the room. This process can take a second or two to get it to show up. So plenty of other opportunities, right? I was talking to some other agents about this, and you know, anytime you're really having any sort of discussion that would impact the outcome of your actual transaction. So whether that's with your client, with the other agent, with the lender, maybe it's discussions with the title company, maybe it's discussions with, I don't know, your inspectors or your affiliates, anyone else that you're working with, could all be reasons why you just want to save that. Some people will say, well, I have those emails in my inbox, I can access them later. Well, here's the reality. God forbid you never need these emails, but when you typically do, it could be several years after the fact. And it would be much easier to find them in your room than to scroll through. If you're like me, you get hundreds of emails a day, right? So definitely a little bit easier to save the email actually in the room, just so you have it sitting there. So here you can see, here's our email right here, repair negotiations discussion. If I click on it, you'll see here it brings up, there's the email. This email might contain, and you can see it's got a few weird characters, but in the end, it has what we're looking for, which is the body of this email with the subject line. It says when it was sent, what time and date, what the subject was, to and from, and then the body of the actual email. So that's how you can send an email to your DocuSign room directly and save it as a PDF just for safekeeping in the future. So that's it for today's challenge. As always, it's great talking to you, and I will look forward to speaking with you again in the morning. Thanks so much, guys.
I didn't.
All right, so one of the things I want to highlight before Robert takes back over to see if that glitch has since been worked out is definitely, as you know, the importance of being able to access emails quickly. And so having those, you know, pertinent emails or just all emails, however you want to do that, having those emails at the ready and in a concise format as it relates to DocuSign is huge, because sometimes things happen later on that you may need to access those those emails. And it's helpful to be able to know exactly where that is. Because I know for me, I always purge my emails just to, you know, not to bog down my capacity. So it'd be good to have an external drive, if you will, in DocuSign to be able to have those documents, because you never know when you're going to need something. So it's a great tip to have. Robert, I don't know if you have any follow-up or anything that you want to add to that, and then you want to share your screen to see.
This is a pretty tricky way to do things. I mean, you don't have to do them this way. You can, you know, you have your old email, you know how to print out an email. You just print it out to PDF, save it to your PC, go into the DocuSign room, and you can upload it there. This is more of a whiz-bang step where if you really want to just be super slick at it, you can. I find most of the time I'll download it to my PC, put it in a folder, and then upload it that way. I really don't use the email function much. I think, for like the POTS teams or those kind of higher volume type teams, I think that comes into play more. But as a single agent, I would probably go the route of least resistance and not trying to have to remember the room number. And I would download it, I would open up that room, and I would import the document there. Does that make sense? The other way, you can do this other way, but it's just, it's a slick way to do it. If you're on your phone and you have something and you want to forward it in, then I think that's great. But if it's on your phone, it's going to be on your PC at home too. So I'm just throwing it out there. You don't have to learn this way, but this is the slick way to do it, right? Yeah, Lucy.
Thanks, guys. I don't plan to probably use that because I'm already mixed match with my regular email at this point in time. But I should have a DocuSign room in commands, right?
Oh, yeah. For each,
I don't know where it's at. I
don't
know where it's at.
It looks like we need to work with you on the back end, because when you got that error message that said you need to connect DocuSign, you might still have to go back and go into settings. And let me share my screen with you real quick.
Oh, yeah, the
Back up a little
settings.
So can you see my screen now? Not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Now we can.
thanks.
Okay, let me move some of these windows.
Maybe I didn't connect. I believe we do have DocuSign part of
So
it.
if you go into your name up here at the top, right, up here,
Right, yes,
and then you go into settings right here, right?
yes.
And then when you go down in settings, you should have a DocuSign. Where, did I pass it? I might have passed it.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah, DocuSign right there. You need to make sure that this says connected.
What does yours say, Lucy?
okay, I just clicked. Yeah, it wasn't connected. So I have my name and then I'll send registration email.
Yep, and then you'll have to go over to that email account and then reply to that email account, and then you'll get an authorization. You'll have to say, I agree, and it will connect your account.
Okay.
Once you get that, then you'll be able to open up rooms for every opportunity. So you don't, it's not going to be one big room with one big junk drawer kind of thing. It'll be for each opportunity, you'll have a room so you can kind of bucket or keep all of the documents per opportunity separated. They do it for you.
Okay. Okay. Sounds so. All the documents. Let's say.
All the documents for a listing or a buyer, or buy side,
Whatever.
Yep, they'll all be in one place. Yep.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
on each one, so buyer A and buyer B won't be in the same place. Buyer A will have their own room. Buyer B will have their own room.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Robert, can you go back to your opportunities just to see if the glitch for you has been worked out?
So what I would probably have everybody do to practice this, if they wanted to, is create an opportunity and name it something like Barney Rubble, right? Create a contact that's Barney Rubble, put them in an opportunity, and then test on that test account. You can create a room, you can still delete the room, that's fine. But that would be a good test to try some of this stuff, right? If I go into Cultivate, Terry Hallbacker, let me see. Documents, and then start a transaction. Mary Jane, I'll just put myself. And then Jeannie, confirm and sync. DocuSign every 24-hour period breaks your connection just for safety, so you'll have to put your email back in again. They're just being as safe as they can with your documents. So there's the room number. See, Terry Habacker listing. So this would be buyer A, buyer B, right? However you did it. This is Terry Habacker listing. That's their room number. So I don't have any documents in here just yet, but I'm going to copy that room number out. The 41720. Copy. And then I go back over to my Gmail. And I don't know what my, hold on, I don't have myself set up as a, I don't have my, I've disconnected recently, Latasha, and reconnected, so I don't have my DocuSign email account.
Oh, okay.
So in here,
And what we can do, Robert, is we can pick this up on Tuesday and then just make sure we have everything set up to kind of go over it on Tuesday before we
Right.
start the next class, if that works better.
For the most part, if I've got 3 or 4 deals running, I kind of do it from the desktop up to the room that way rather than emailing it in. So.
Okay. All right. No worries. So ladies, are there any questions, follow-up, anything that you need from us?
What was that email
Hi,
again?
Crystal. In terms of email for what? I'm sorry, Lisa. Oh, excuse me, Lisa. Lucy.
That's okay. The email that you were, the link of the email that you said to check from you, what was the content of that email?
Oh, yeah. So that was going back to stop the scroll where I was saying, if you, going back to Facebook interest, remember the Zillow?
Oh, yeah.
Those,
Okay.
did you get that?
I was looking. I don't
Okay.
think I did.
And no worries, let me put it in the chat. Let me see if I can do that. Whoops, I don't want to send it. I don't want to send it to Robert. I want to send it to everybody. Not that I wouldn't send it to Robert, but.
I don't need it. I got too many emails.
Okay, so.
I just put it in the chat box.
Okay, question though.
Yes,
When I get chat from Zoom,
Mhm.
okay, I know it's all, you guys are way ahead of me in techno. I save sometimes the file, okay, and then if I download it, where I will find this in my download?
Yes. So
On my
you'll find it
PC?
in your downloads on your PC or your desktop or whatever you're using. Yes. So in your, whatever computer you're using, look in your downloads and those documents should be there.
Okay, thank you, you guys. Robert, good luck with your deal. You know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
I've got
working
a couple
on.
different places to be, so I'm going to jump off too.
Okay.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
great day.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Aloha. Thank you.
Aloha.
Bye.